Terry Cabin Shelter. Good morning. It's day 23 hiking. Officially been on trail 1 month. Had to take a couple days off earlier in them, a couple weeks ago with weather, and a couple days off from recovering from the Smokies. Today we're scheduled to do another 16 miles from the, whatever the name of that place is behind me, to Hogback Ridge Shelter. It looks like it's going to be another beautiful day. Missed the sunset. Last night was amazing. I had to get up at 2 a.m. do the usual thing, and I didn't have to wear a light. The moon was so bright, it just lit up the whole sky, and the stars are up there, and it was just amazing. I've never seen it like there was a light on or something. And then the moon went down a little bit earlier, and you could feel it drop maybe 10 degrees. But I didn't get to have to sleep with my puffy jacket on. It was just my bag, and it was a good night's sleep. So our ultimate goal is to get to Irwin, which is a trail town. Resupply. We haven't figured out if we're gonna zero or just make a quick resupply. Maybe get a hostel for the night. Possibly expecting a little rain in a few days. We got 2 more nights in the woods and maybe today, tomorrow, and maybe a half a day of hiking to get to Irwin. About 45 miles from here. From my understanding is most of the town didn't get too much damage. Some of the hostels along the way, which are right on the Nolichucky River, got decimated. And we'll be hiking into them in a couple days. And I know that they've got some progress going. I feel so bad for those people. But that's the goal. Today's early morning FDI. Before you leave camp, make sure you get all your buckles done correctly. I forgot 2 of them. Just missed the sunrise, but we're on this big bald up here. Over 4,000 feet. It's beautiful. That's Aaron. He's been our trail mate for the past couple of days. Let's go this way. That was yesterday's climb and descent. There's actually a couple cell phone towers up there and a fire tower, but we really didn't go to the exact top. It's a beautiful mountain. And that's Greenville right down there, which I believe is Tennessee, and North Carolina to my right. And it's a beautiful day. The chill's starting to come off. I started without my jacket. I didn't sleep with my jacket last night. Let's hope that spring comes on. That's kind of unique, huh?
Absolutely.
Just kind of like, it's just there. See all kinds of memorials up here. This is Howard Bassett, age 83, from Connecticut. Died November 9th, 1987. Hiked the AT, 1968. His ashes are here in April of 1988. God bless you, Howard. Coming up a bit of a rock scramble. Going to the summit of Big Butt, which I believe there's no views. Big Butt. So this is what a summit of Big Butt looks like. Hey, listen, I don't make up these names. Coming out of, well, that doesn't sound right. I'll say it anyways. Coming out of Big Butt. We come down to this opening here, this pasture. We are 4,800 feet up. Look at the views. This is that town we've been seeing for a full day. That's just beautiful. Pasture. Trail goes this way. Let's do this. It must be a big old butt because the sun don't shine right here. It's a nice walk in the woods. Just drops down. Came from over there. Came around here. We're going this way. Whoops, no trail. Thought I was back in the Smokies for a minute there. Taking a little side trail, a Blue Blaze, to a little memorial. Hopefully it's not far up here. Millard F. Hare, born 1850, died July 1st, 1863. W.M. Shelton and David Shelton. Directed by H.D. Hare Jr. So I understand that these were Confederate soldiers that were killed here. I might be wrong. I did my research, but as I get older, I forget. This is a beautiful spot up here. Rest in peace. How's that for a green tunnel going downhill? This has got to be from the hurricane. Still goes on. Here's the next shelter. I think I'm going to stop, have lunch here. This is the Flint Mountain Shelter. Plenty of room in there. Nice fire pit. Nice picnic table. Don't know if you can tell or not, but I've actually got shorts on. It's warmed up pretty good. We just had a nice lunch. Got there, Flint Mountain Shelter, and shortly after, Aaron, who was from, oh my God, I forgot, Savannah, Georgia, and Pat from Texas showed up. We had a quick bite, replenished our water, and on our way. Now I just realized that for the past couple of days, there's been 4 of us that are through hiking. We got Cam, who's from Montreal, myself from basically Boston, John, who was from North Carolina, and Pat, who is from Texas. So we got one from the north, south, east, and west, and the conversation has been going pretty good. So I've been on trail for 1 month. Some of the highlights: I started midweek, pouring rain. I was probably the only one on trail. I got dropped off by Ron's shuttle at the top, the parking lot, the trailhead to Springer Mountain. I did not do the approach trail. I did do the falls the day before in rain. Day 2, I was at the hostel, which is called Above the Clouds. Had a nice night. I learned a lot from the people that were there that's already had some hiking experience, and especially the hostel owner, who was lucky. And he taught me a lot. Day 3 and 4, I was hiking out there, going up Blood Mountain. Nice weather, nice views, but unfortunately, my pack was really bothering me. It was digging into my hips, and I didn't know what was going on. Got down to the bottom of Blood Mountain, and there's the famous mountain crossings, which is an outfitter, and they have a small hostel there too. I got there, and I think her name was Eva. Immediately took one look and says, "Your pack is too big." I spent the night at the hostel, and first thing the next morning, I got fitted for a new pack, and Katie, who saved my hiking journey with the new pack, she went through a lot of my gear, and I think I lost probably about 10 pounds, maybe a little bit more, of just stuff you just don't need. You need the bare necessities on trail. It's all about lightweight. The least amount of product you need, the least amount of weight, the more chances of success you'll have. A couple nights at the Above the Clouds hostel. Had to take a couple of zeros because the weather was just too cold. Snowy and cold, which was to be expected knowing my start date in mid-February. Figured there'd be some tough goings. I spent my first outdoor night in a shelter, and it wasn't too cold, but woke up to thunderstorms, high winds, and some other scary events going on in the shelter. Just me and Keith at the time. Hiked out and went, I'm not sure where, but we ended up camping in tents at a place, what the heck's the name of it? The Cheese Factory campsite. It was super high winds, super cold. It was the coldest night I've ever been. And I survived with all my clothes on and all my gear in my tent with the wind blowing crazy. We were supposed to stay at the Trey Mountain Shelter, but we were advised with the winds being so high that maybe we should stay a little bit lower and hide into the rhododendrons and set up our tents in there. The rhododendrons can be 6 to 10 feet high, and the leaves are on there, so they kind of will break the wind a little bit. And then we just hiked We're at the 100, the 200 mile mark. Yesterday met the famous cookie lady, going through hot springs, seeing the devastations of hot springs. Met a trail angel / he's a trail maintainer who took us into town for a resupply at Ingalls. He volunteered to do this. It wasn't like a regular shuttle. And then we went out to dinner. There was 4 of us. John and 2 youngsters from Midwest. Great conversation. Great little restaurant. It's like it was a Friday night. And it's what you would see in the movies. When the family goes out in their Friday night dinner. Very inexpensive, huge portions. And let's see. We hit the 300 mile mark. I think I probably just said that. And I've had a great time. Health-wise, I feel much stronger. I thought I was in semi-decent shape, but it seems as though you can never be in great shape. I'm learning how to hike correctly, going through these uphills, slower, constant pace. Downhills are really kind of bothering me with both of my knees. But the only issue that I really have right now is that I've had a runny nose since day 1. And I just started taking some allergy tabs. And hopefully that would clear things up. Gotten a little rash under my nose from it. But let's give it a couple days. That's it for now. Let's see what the next month brings me. So let's add to that first 300 miles. We had the Great Smoky National Park. We had 2 days of exceptionally perfect weather. It was in the mid to high 40s. You usually have to hike straight up, and we did our ups and everything was great. And then by the start of day 3, the winds came in. The cold came in. We got to the 200 mile mark, which is Clingman's Dome, or whatever that Indian name is they tried to call it. And it was super windy. We had gusts up to 60 miles an hour. And so for the next 2 days, and you have to stay at the shelters there. We're staying at shelters. There's tarps on them. The tarps are flapping all over the place with the wind. There was a fire ban because of all the dryness, so we couldn't burn. Inside the shelters, they actually have fireplaces, and we couldn't use them because of the no burn rule law, whatever. And we froze. Survived those. The last night in the Smokies was the coldest and the windiest. We woke up on day 5 with 4 to 5 inches of snow, almost 6,000 feet up. This is super sketchy, super treacherous going down. Wore my spikes. I think you've all seen the video of me climbing over a tree that was hovering over 500 feet. And I slipped a little bit and grabbed onto that tree for my dear life. One of the sketchiest moments of my life. Survived it. And then we got down to the base, got out of the Smokies, got picked up by a shuttle, spent 2 glorious nights at the Best Western. Drank a couple of cold beers, had some good town food, burgers, pancakes, you name it, we were eating it. And then got back on trail. And for this last stretch, conditions have been fantastic. A couple chilly nights, but not cold nights. It's been really enjoyable. And today is by far the best weather day we've had. And I think tonight, full moon, or if not tomorrow, which is called the blood moon. Looking forward to my 2 a.m. wake up call when I make my trip outside and seeing the beautiful stars in the sky with the moon. glowing about. And that's it. Got a road crossing here. There's houses, pastures. It goes this way. And this way. And follow the path. Oh, another one of them there staircases. You know me when it comes to taking shortcuts. Going up. And this is an obstacle course with a little barbed wire. Careful there. That would leave a mark. Trail goes this way. Let's do it. Came out of the woods. Got a little creek. Kind of a private road. Trail goes that way. You look too relaxed.
Huh?
You look too relaxed.
Huh?
Sometimes the trail takes you to these little rivers, streams that you gotta cross. Which we haven't had that much rain, so it's not too difficult. But sometimes you get paid off with one of these. How refreshing does that look on a hot day? Just met a couple of trail maintainers that live nearby. I was just telling them how impressed I am. This is like the best section of trail that I've been on. And I mean, look what they've done here. They were carrying big chainsaw. I mean, it wasn't the little one that I have in my little backyard garage. I'm very impressed. These guys come up here. So they said, you should have seen the place a couple weeks ago. So they're really out here and they're doing a great job. They're keeping the trail hikeable. Without them, there is no trail. Thank you so much, guys. Hey, Ramdino. It's Papa here from PapaHikes. I am about 2 days out of Irwin. A little bit of a contrast from the last time I reported in when I was filmed or recorded climbing over a tree with a 500-foot drop. Well, today's a beautiful day. And I'm glad to say, pleased to say, that the trail from when I get out of the Smokies to 2 days before Irwin is absolutely spectacular. It's almost like a red carpet. I ran into a couple of trail maintainers, the big chainsaws, and I couldn't thank them enough for the job they're doing. I also ran into the cookie lady, and I'm going to attach a video from her and her plea for everyone to help out her with the library in Hot Springs that's just not there anymore. Ramdino, thank you so much for what you do. This has just been a great ride for me. Cheers. End of day recap. Did about 17 miles. The last 5 miles seemed like it was all up since that waterfall. Seemed like we did a lot of climbing.
We're at the Hogback Ridge Shelter, and trails off a little bit, a couple hundred yards. Hopefully there's water. There's water. Oh, it was a rough day. Very scenic, very productive. I feel accomplished, but still, overall, we're down like 3 16, 17s in a row. That's the way you out after time. Today was the warmest day we've had hiking, and basically drank double the amount of water I usually do, and still feel super thirsty right now. I'm gonna kick my feet up. I got 4 hours till it gets dark, which is good. Be able to relax, stretch out, roll out the muscles, have a nice hot meal, and say goodnight. Harper, Gabby, Hannah, I miss you guys so much. I love you. And thank you, Nani, for being the best in the world. I miss her so much. All right, everyone, have a good night.